Good morning everybody, Olly Richards back here answering more of your language learning questions. If you're learning a foreign language, well, you're in the right place. Subscribe to the channel, press that little bell that gets you notifications, and then these cool little language tips will pop up in your feed every now and again when I record a video. Alright then, today I'm answering a question from Christina, who asks, how can you ensure that your pronunciation in your target language is correct? Alright then, good question. Pronunciation is one of the few things with language learning that you need to get right from the beginning. Often questions center around grammar. How do I memorize grammar? How do I blah blah blah? Doesn't matter. You'll figure it out later. Pronunciation, you do kind of need to get right from the beginning because it's very difficult to unlearn bad habits later if your pronunciation is a bit dodgy. Okay? So with pronunciation, ideally you are learning from a source where pronunciation is catered for. So for example, in my Uncovered courses you have pronunciation lessons throughout which deal with all of the key sounds of the language, the physiology of how to produce them in your mouth and your neck and your throat. Not really your neck, more your throat than your neck, isn't it? You know what I mean, how to actually physically make the sound. And then, so you know how to do that. But here's the thing, really, if you're learning a language where pronunciation is a concern, so it could be French, for example, could be Cantonese, could be Arabic, then you really want to work with a teacher at the beginning to make sure that you're pronouncing stuff properly. A few lessons spent with a teacher at the beginning of your learning project can save you hundreds of hours of grief later on. You know, because if you're learning Arabic and you don't learn to pronounce the ayn sound properly, then people aren't going to understand you when you speak later. So, you know, if I was going to start learning a new language tomorrow, one of the first things I do is work with a teacher to make sure I can pronounce all of the individual sounds correctly. It's not as hard as it seems because, you know, in a lot of languages you've only got, well, I mean, you know, take English and Arabic, for example. I've got similar numbers of letters in the alphabet. I forget whether it's 26 or 28 in Arabic, whatever. But most of those sounds are shared between the two, so the pronunciation is fairly simple. There are a few extra sounds which you need to know for Arabic, but there's not that many of them. They're important, but there's not that many of them. So you can actually learn those and practice those in a dedicated way quite quickly and easily. So you know, if you don't have here's what I say: take a program where you've got good pronunciation resources. You absolutely need audio that comes with the program. That's absolutely crucial. And then once you've you know, you've been through that and you've tried your best to learn the pronunciation, take a few lessons with a teacher. Get some feedback. Have them correct you. At the very least, even if they can't make your pronunciation perfect from the beginning, they'll point out to you where the kind of danger areas are. So they'll say to you, right, okay, you've got to pay attention to this one. You've got to pay attention to this one. And then your awareness is going to be in the right place. And that's the key thing. Once you're aware of what the difficult sounds are, then that awareness is going to stay with you. So when you move on and you improve and you start speaking, you're going to be more likely to catch yourself, you know, using those sounds, making that pronunciation, and you'll be able to ask yourself, hey, am I doing this right? And then you can do things like, you know, you can use your phone to record yourself. This is something I do from time to time. If I'm having a conversation, I'll just stick on the voice recorder, I'll record myself speaking, I'll listen back, and then because I've got my awareness raised in the right place about these danger sounds, I can ask myself, hey Ollie, when you're making that sound, does it sound like a native speaker, or is it a bit different? And then you can just start to kind of gradually close the gap there. So, Christina, I hope that's helpful. Pronunciation, it's a big deal. It really is a big deal. Don't ignore it. Like I said, if you're taking my Uncovered courses, then it's all in there for you. I would still recommend spending a bit of time with a native speaker teacher just to fine-tune your pronunciation at the beginning. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.